Hello everyone, so this video is going to show you the answers to our test last time. For test 1, we are supposed to identify the changes in the equilibrium price or equilibrium quantity if these changes occur. Now the expected answers would be increase, decrease, no change, or ambiguous. Before we start answering, we have to draw our curves. Okay, so you have your demand curve and then your supply curve. The intersection point is your equilibrium point. Now, that's your equilibrium price, and this is your equilibrium quantity. So we'll label that as PE1 and QE1 to signify that that's the original equilibrium price and quantity. Now, for the first number, it says there is a decrease in the price of pork, which is a substitute. So since pork is considered as a competitor, a decrease in the price of pork would encourage other buyers to buy it. And thus, for the chicken, there's going to be a shift in the demand to the left. There's going to be a decrease in the demand for chicken because nagbarato ang iya nga competitor. Now, we create a new equilibrium point. And if you are to identify that one, you have a new equilibrium price and a new equilibrium quantity. If you notice, the PE1, the original price, is higher than the new equilibrium price. So therefore, we can say that as for the equilibrium price, there is a decrease. Now, what about the equilibrium quantity? Notice that this is 0, and always remember that this is 0. And QE1 is greater because it's in the right side, is greater than QE2. So definitely, when there was a decrease in the demand, there was also a decrease in the when there was a decrease in the entire demand, there was a decrease in the equilibrium quantity. So your answer for number 1 is decrease, decrease. Now for number 2, increase in the number of suppliers. So we're gonna be drawing again or illustrating our demand curve and our supply curve. So we have again the original equilibrium quantity and equilibrium price. Now, this one will not affect your demand. It's going to only affect the supply. And the answer is very obvious. Nagdamo ang suppliers, syempre there will be more supply. So supply curve will shift to the right. So this is S1, this is S2, creating a new equilibrium point. Now let's label again. This is PE2, and this is QE2. So what happens here? PE1 is at the top and PE2 is below it. So therefore, when it comes to PE, there is a decrease. And QE1 is in the left side and QE2 is in the right side. So if this is 0, meaning nagapadamo siya. So the quantity, the equilibrium quantity increased, but the equilibrium price decreased. Okay, nagdamo tuod ang baligya, pero nagbarato ang presyo kahit nagdamo ang baligya. Next, number 3. Increase in the cost of feeds given to chicken. So again, i-drawing ta na naman ang demand curve ta kag supply curve ta. So you have PE1, QE1. This one, the increase in the cost of feeds given to chicken. Feeds are like, kumbaga kung ang chicken ang output, ang feeds considered na siya as input. So nagmahal ang input. It's not gonna affect the demand because as long as pareho ang price, it's not going to shake the buyers. But the one who will be affected first with the increase in the cost of the ingredients or the inputs would be the suppliers. So assuming that all the other factors are constant, including the price, wala siya nagpamahal, but nagmahal lang gaya ang cost ng iya nga mga galastuhan, there is gonna be a decrease in the supply. So supply curve will shift to the left. Okay? Now, so that's a leftward shift. This is a rightward shift. This is a I forgot this one kung nag-left or nag-right sa number 1. This is a leftward shift. Okay? So, we have a new equilibrium point again, the new intersection point. This is PE2 and this is QE2. So, take note that PE2 is now higher than PE1. So, the new equilibrium price really increased in this scenario, and the QE, the equilibrium quantity, also increased. No, not increased. Let me see. let me label this. This is not QE. This is QE1 and this is QE2 because this is the new quantity. So the QE decreased in this case. Okay, so that's it. Next, let's go to number 4. For number 4, buyers are scared of the bird flu threat. Let's draw again. Demand, supply. PE1, QE1. Buyers are scared of the bird flu threat. Remember that whenever there is like a scandal on a certain product, or if they say BFAD has requested for the removal of this item from the market, di ba we get scared and we try to think, hindi tayo magbabakal sina. So there is gonna be an obvious decrease in the demand. Okay, so demand will be affected. It will shift to the left. Okay, it doesn't mean the supply will also decrease because the first with this threat, the first ones who will be affected first will be the buyers. Pero if let's say the birds are affected with the bird flu, then probably there's gonna be a decrease in the supply as well because nang masakit sila, diba? Or mapatay sila or pampatsyon na lang gid sila. So the demand curve shifted to the left. This is D2, creating a new demand equilibrium point. This is the same as number 1. So that's why our PE2 is lower, our QE2 is also lower. So in this case, there is, in the PE1, there is a decrease. In our new equilibrium price, there is a decrease. In our equilibrium quantity, there is also a decrease, or QE decreased, PE decreased. So that's it for test 1.